I give you $100 if you outrun me. You promise? I promise, man.
Let's go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. The guys from BMW must be going crazy. I mean it. Sup guys, I have a question for you. Do you know how it feels like when you get out of a Rolls Royce and sit inside of this beautiful Korean Kia Stinger? It feels the same. The car is same soft. So there's no need to overpay. What for? I discovered an interesting fact. When I tell good things about a car, people react like, what the hell are you saying, man? You tell only good things about this car. Kia paid you for that. But when I tell bad things about a car, the owners of such cars start saying, man, why the hell are you saying shit about our Mercedeses? Well, yes, they're creaking and cracking. So what? Anyway, we love these cars. This car costs $345,000 and I'm flooring it. And you can actually see and hear that I'm flooring it. There's nowhere else to press this pedal. The rear cup holder. You cannot lock it anyway. But nothing of that happens inside of a Kia for $51,000. This car is simply perfect. And I doubt that anyone can argue that. Simply because it's excellent. Years ago, I got like thousands of messages because lots of people asked me about a test drive of a Kia Stinger. I thought my phone will explode from the amount of messages, but anyway, I couldn't understand this design when I looked at it. I cannot say it's not beautiful, but at the same time I can't call this car astonishing or gorgeous. All I can say is that this interior and all its style and these round things over here, to be honest, I'm more than sure that they have stolen it from Mercedes. This automobile has 370 horsepower. Just realize it inside of your head. It's 370. If someone told me 10 years ago that someday I would have to pay $51,000 for a Kia, I would consider that man insane. And I would say, no way man, that's not gonna happen. But today this car costs 3,700,000 rubles. That equals to $50,000. So what you get for this money? For this money you get a business class car, 370 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and lots of extra options inside of this car, a wonderful interior, and a long-lasting warranty. $13,500, that's the price of a Hyundai, a BMW Series 2, a Grand Coupe. I mean, the cheapest configuration you can get costs about $38,500, and the cheapest configuration of a BMW 3 costs about $42,500, and a BMW 4 costs about $49,000. And that's the cheapest configuration. None of these cars is going to have same options this Kia may offer you. And as a cherry on a cake top, a BMW 5. $55,555, and this car will be completely empty. No options at all. This is the price of the cheapest and the most empty BMW. You will not want to boast about it before your neighbor. Simply because recently your neighbor has bought himself a new Kia K5 or some, I don't know, a Stinger. And as soon as he sits inside of as soon as a Kia owner gets inside of your BMW, he may simply begin laughing at you. And as soon as you tell him how much you paid for it, you will make him die laughing. And now tell me, in which way this Kia is worse than a BMW, a Kia that has everything. When you turn on the sport mode, these seats support you from the sides. They simply catch you gently and tender. I cannot call this steering wheel beautiful, but it's very comfortable. Everything is quite simple inside here. It's simple and comprehensive. I don't see any extra details inside here. You won't find a dozen of displays inside of this car. And this is the restyled version, by the way. So you have to understand that that's not the first day this car is in production. Before this test drive, I decided to talk to lots of Kia Stinger owners, and so I did. And every single one of them was happy with a huge smiling face. They enjoy it, and they have so much fun with it. Could you please share with us how wonderful and gorgeous your Kia Stinger is? The car is simply great. That's good. And now I'd like to invite you to drive this car and tell us about your opinion. Okay, sure. Wow, nice. I've never driven a Stinger with a 3.3-liter engine, I mean the previous one, but I have to admit it feels powerful. I own my Stinger for about 2 years already, and frankly speaking, that's a pretty good car, even no matter that's a Kia, and it stands so well on the road. I like how it stands on the road, it feels very confident. It has a pretty good acceleration. The only disadvantage I found in this car is that it eats lots of fuel. And I mean it eats like a lot. The car I own was made in 2018. And that's a GT line. 2-liter engine and 247 horsepower. And my car doesn't feel so furious. I cannot compare this car to a previous 3.3-liter Stinger, simply because I've never driven a previous generation Kia Stinger. But this car feels fast, I would gladly make an upgrade. So the main question here is, what a man who pays $50,000 for this automobile can possibly expect from it? Let's check it out.
Really, I don't know this shit. Big time, I'm a threat.
At the racing track, we've been shooting this car from a golden X5, and this car felt incredibly confident. More than that, we've been shooting a BMW CS from this car. And believe me, it was driving pretty fast, and it stood on the road really good, and Kia managed to keep up. It was keeping the road same perfectly, it had a pretty good traction, and at the same time, it was pretty fast.
To the sky with the one up, I'm blessed. I'm young, rich, and black, so you know I'm a threat.
Everything is twofold. What's joy is pain on the other hand. And what happens when the one that you love is the...
I noticed one interesting thing. When you just leave this car somewhere, people who are passing by, they just start to take pictures with this car. And this car is not a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, which is impossible for them to afford. This is quite a reasonably priced car even for them. So these photos have more meaning than it may seem. What I don't like are these shifters, they feel so plastic. This car can do amazing things. 80 miles per hour in the turn, now hard stop and it stays in the lane. Good job. Seriously. Come on man, come on. Come on, race me. Come on man, let's race, come on. Nice. See you later, fellow. I give you $100 if you outrun me. You promise? I promise, man. Let's go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I saved 100. So 370 horsepower, that's actually pretty enough for this body and for this weight. These are not sport brakes, but again, these brakes are enough for this car. I like the grip, I like how it grips the asphalt. Yes, it has a lag. It does have the lag when you start in the very beginning, when you press the pedal. But I can't say it's really significant. It's not that significant, it's even shorter than the lag the Bentley used to have. It just felt like we've been standing for a second, and it was not the start from the zero, it was on the go. Even the Bugatti Veyron used to have a longer lag. 1, 2, 3, but still you feel the lag. But after that lag, the turbine starts to blow and it flies into space.
Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly.
The thing is that in the world of reasonably priced cars, and I would call it a reasonably priced car because it doesn't cost 100,000 bucks or 200,000. But anyway, there are lots of people who don't believe me. When I say that I like this panel, for example, there are always people who would say, no, that's a piece of crap. The car is a crap, they paid you. When I say that I like the suspension and the car is soft and has a good steering, there are always people who would say, no, man, they bought you. They simply paid you for good reviews. But for me, this is ridiculous. No one pays me for car reviews, forget about it. Of course, there are some car brands and car dealers who can offer you money. There are some smartasses who will gladly buy a review, like some Chinese brands. They would surely pay, they always pay for reviews. And Chinese brands offered us money like 10 times already. Because they want at least somebody to buy their crap, and their car really are crap, and they need to sell it. There's something wrong in the streets. Jokes aside, have a laugh 7. But unfortunately, Chinese cars never became awesome. They never became gorgeous. And the main thing, they never became safe. So, coming back to our beautiful Korean, I have to confess that I respect Koreans for their struggling. Wait, stop roaring. Okay, if you insist. Yeah, he knows there's a camera. Okay. Let's go. He's going to be extremely surprised. How much power does he have? 550. It's Koreans who do cool stuff, man. That is why I respect Koreans. Yeah, sure, man. Now you can go. You're a champion, no problem. Super sport. He's not even looking. Yeah, sure. Look, mom, no hands.
More when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't know what I'm gonna about.
The Stinger is trying to say, I'm a kind of a race saying, okay, sport and fast business class. Is that true? It is. But what else do they have? And that's actually interesting, because there are very few Korean business class cars that are represented on this market. And they don't have big sales. But the middle class cars, I mean the economy class cars and all the regular cars, the cars like Kia Optima and so on and so forth, the cars that anyone can afford himself. Or some, I don't know, Hyundai Solaris and etc. There are plenty of these cars, they occupied almost the whole market. They simply captured it. And though the territory of business class cars is still unoccupied, there are plenty of Stingers in the streets. Recently, I met the guys from Stinger Club, they arranged a meeting, and there were like 7 or 8 cars in one spot. And all of these guys were awesome, it was very nice to meet them. And I talked to all of them and to each of them in personal. We tried to find the disadvantages, but they're happy with the cars, and they really enjoy them so much. And I couldn't hear any complaints about these cars. That's what the owners of the cars say, they are happy with them. So no matter what some people may tell me about some problems with the suspension of these cars and that it dies after 30,000 miles, or about the problems with the exhaust system and the catalyst. But the catalysts die not because of the car, but because of the bad fuel in our country. And catalysts die on all the cars, all of them die. And same thing about spark plugs, that's just expendables for these cars. Hey, wait. Yeah, that's a straight competitor of this Kia Stinger, though this car is a little bit smaller. He's bright green and we are bright red. But he doesn't let me get through and catch up with him, because he's afraid I would offer him to race. Just show them the situation, you see? I would gladly catch him up and offer him to race, but there's simply no room, and he doesn't let me go. And I'm sure he stood like this on purpose, just not leaving me any room to catch him up. The car is obviously modified. The styling is very nice. But I'm sure that they're afraid of us because they know what Stinger is. And they just don't want to take any risk. No, you won't run away. No way. What's up, bro? That's right, man, I'm not even trying. But if you dare racing me, I'll show you what it's got. So let's go racing. Oh, there's an E63. Come on. Would you like some racing, sir? Damn it, that's an eco mode. Forgot to turn on the sport mode. If you buy yourself a Stinger, here's the drive mode switcher. So guys, if you are racing an E63, you should choose this mode. If you are racing a tuned Lamborghini, you should choose this one. And if you meet an M5, you should choose this one. And if you manage to meet an M5 Siesta, then you will have to work with it. Where's my favorite sound of a burning Land Rover?
What?
I should better call it the other way. This is the sound of Toyota Camry's owners whose asses are on fire. Oh, there's my man. Eric, what the hell is this? Bro, this is a chariot of gods and it's ready to race you. No, I have problems with the drives. No race today. 370 horsepower. How much your car costs? I bought it for 16,500. Would you buy this one? I would better buy some used German car with 330 horsepower. See you later, guys. That's actually the logic of the majority. He just said the same thing I hear every time. That for 50,000, he would better buy some used powerful German car, but not this one.
Okay.
And then you'll have to meet Pashtet and visit him like very often, and maybe even get a platinum discount card from him for constant fixing your used German car. Because when you buy even a good used German car, sometimes you can buy it really cheap. But anyway, you have to mind that you just started paying for it, and don't think that you are such a smart ass who came up with the idea of buying a cheap used but good and powerful car. And it will not break soon, believe me, it will. This new Kia is a much better option, but if you want a used car,
Okay.
but don't forget to count your waste in advance. For the next 3 years with such an automobile. It's the most interesting and funny thing, cause you will have to pay more money than this car costed, and you will have to maintain this car at the official services. BMW, Mercedes or whatever. But buying a new car, you get a warranty because you are buying a new automobile and you forget what means fixing. With a new automobile, you simply drive it, race it as fast as you want and have only fun but no problems. You don't have to spend more and more money. Buying a used automobile, people try to save money and sometimes they even buy used spare parts. And that's a very wrong decision. I understand that not all the people are like me. I also own an old car and I'm going to buy all the new parts for it and I don't care about the price. I don't care how much it costs because I love my car. Not everyone will do the same. Most of the people just buy used parts and then they break again, and they get more and more disappointed, saying, "God damn, this BMW breaks all the time. It can't get out of the service." Well, you should buy yourself a new car or at least new spare parts. That is why I don't think that buying a used car is worth it. But if you're a man who wants to fix the car with your own hands, then that may be a good choice for you. Buy yourself a used car for 50,000. With plenty of issues, learn how it gets done, because you're going to be ready for it. On such occasion, yes, you're going to have a powerful used German car with a good configuration and you'll make it reliable yourself. Or maybe you won't and it will still have lots of issues. But you definitely won't have any of that problems with Kia, because this is a brand new automobile with one of the best configurations you can possibly get. It's powerful and all-wheel drive. It accelerates and brakes very fast. Do I have to say more about it? You guys asked me for a year to test this car, and so I did. And I agree with you. It turns very good, and it's pretty fast for such a price. And I don't have any questions about the quality of this automobile. I checked all the details, all the gaps, all odds and ends. Still no questions. The price is wonderful, but I don't think that's for long. I'm pretty sure that in the future the price of this car is going to rise significantly, at least in Russia, because the value of Russian ruble decreases every day and dollar becomes more and more expensive in Russia. That is why, if you are intended to buy such an automobile, you should do it now without a doubt, because buying a German automobile with same or similar configuration and same powerful will cost you not just more but much more money, and if you are not ready for it, then this Kia Stinger is your option. And of course, I can't resist from not saying a few words about Toyota Camry. Oh, gorgeous Camry! I'm more than sure that blind Toyota Camry fans will never change it for Kia Stinger. I think that these guys in Moscow will simply go crazy when a new Toyota Camry comes out. They will like, a new Toyota Camry, I love it.